Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel. Well, it's the middle of the week and I'm on my way to meet a friend over in Dallas, North Carolina. And we're going to ride to a familiar area to the both of us, but he knows some roads, some takeoffs that I'm not familiar with, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what's in store. I'm leaving out of Charlotte, which is in Mecklenburg County, crossing over the Catawba River, and now in Gaston County. And I'm making my way up through Stanley and then over to Dallas, North Carolina, where I'll meet him. So I'm arriving in Dallas and I'm going to go down to our meeting point, so I should be seeing him soon. This is downtown Dallas that I'm riding through. On the right is the old jail that goes back to the 1800s, and on the left is the courthouse. So here's our meeting place that I'm pulling into, and he is there at the gas pump, so we'll be on the road here soon. Stay tuned. Alright, so let's get this show on the road. I'm ready to ride. To start our ride, we're going to jump on Highway 321 and head north, which will take us up through some small towns and eventually into the township of Hickory, and as we continue our ride up towards the foothills of the mountains. We're passing by the exit for Maiden, North Carolina, where my good friend Wally lives. Hopefully he and I will be getting together soon. And now we've made our way over to Newton, which is the next town along our route. I can already tell that this morning is going to be beautiful. We've already arrived to Hickory now, so we'll make our way through Hickory and then on up to Lenior. Next along our route is the town of Granite Falls, which is the hometown to this year's American Idol contestant, Carson Webb. We're now in Lenior. We make a turn onto Highway 18 and travel east. And at this point, this is a stretch of road that I haven't ridden before, so I'm interested to see how things are. It's a beautiful ride, very relaxing, a lot of range, open fields here, and you can see the envelope of the mountains as we kind of roll through the valley floor. So we're turning off of 18 onto Beaver Creek Rd. And this is a road I haven't ridden before. Nick tells me that it's a very curvy road. It should be fun. as we follow the banks of the creek, Beaver Creek, over to Highway 268, which I'm very familiar with, so I'm looking forward to see what's ahead of us. I love riding through the openness of rural North Carolina. Tree-lined streets as we roll across here, and it's just so relaxing, and it's also exciting to me. Love coming around these curves, never knowing what's around the next bend. So we're riding at the junction of Beaver Creek Road and Highway 268. The route that I normally ride of 268, I go further down into Lenior and ride northwards from Lenior over to North Wilkesboro. So our plan is to, at this point, ride over to the Kerr Scott Dam and Lake, and we'll take a break there. So the traffic is very low and we're just cruising, taking our time, but we're traveling about 50 miles an hour And note this truck that pulls out from the side road behind me. I'll check in with you later, give you an update as to why I'm pointing this out. So at this point, I'm speeding up the video a little bit, but look how this truck is closing the gap between us. So it comes to my attention that he's gaining on us fast. And so, but again, we're just cruising along and having a good time. But I'm counting the distance, you know, the 1 second rule, 2 second rule kind of thing. And I'm noting that, you know, he's getting really close up to my rear. But I'm holding speed and we're continuing on our journey. There he is. He's just holding his speed, you know, 1 second behind me as we're traveling at 50 miles an hour. We're now making a turn into the Kerr Scott Dam and Reservoir. As I look back, I see that the driver is in a North Carolina State Forestry truck. We don't know if that driver was thrilled of seeing our beautiful Harley Davidsons riding along, but for whatever the reason is, I'm glad he's going in a different direction. I hadn't been up to the dam since before Helena. I rode up here with a group last fall. We had lunch at a place nearby, and I suggested to Nick that after we visit here that we go back by Almost on the Lake restaurant and have lunch there. So we're going to do a visit here first. And they've done a good job cleaning this area up. It was closed because of debris field after the hurricane or the tropical storm Helena. But things are beautiful up here. The dam and the reservoir system is a man-made lake in Wilkes County, and it was constructed by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers in the early 1960s, and it was done so to construct flooding along the Yadkin River. The park covers about 1,500 square acres, and the water storage at normal pooling is about 41,000 acre-feet of water stored behind the dam, and an acre-foot is about the amount of water needed to cover an acre of land exactly 1 foot deep. The average depth of the pool is about 28 feet, but the depth at the dam is about 65 feet.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Nelson, and welcome to my channel, The Nell B Life. Today is a glorious day in the Charlotte area, and I've met up with a friend of mine, Nick, and we rode up to the North Wilkesboro area. This is the foothills, and currently we're at the Kerr Scott Lake and Dam. And so we've just been out enjoying our day. It's been beautiful. And it's a route that I've ridden several times before. Highway 268 is the main route for this to get to where we are now. However, there's some side roads that I've not been on before that Nick has taken me on today. So I'm enjoying that very much. But just take a look at where we are currently, just how beautiful things are. We're at, again, the Kerr Lake, and it is just so beautiful out. We're on top of the dam right now. Take a look at this. The water is nice and high. We were talking to a couple that lives up in this area. They say the lake water is over 30 feet high, still from Hurricane Lenior, and it comes this past October. This is amazing. That's much water still making its way down the mountain, but it's beautiful. So stay tuned, checking it out. That would have been an amazing sight that the water was all the way up here.
There's a picnic table on the side of the hill right there. But that's the high water line.
Oh, look
too.
at that.
Yeah.
Down there. My goodness. Amazing indeed. Yes, you can see the debris field all the way up to the side of the dam. And there's an overlook over on that side. We passed by as we were entering up here. And I think it's the peak over here to the left. The top of that is the paved parking lot that overlooks the lake.
I've never been up there.
Yeah.
This is the only place I've ever stopped.
This is the most beautiful sight in my opinion. That's here. You can see trails there. Guy on this mountain bike.
Trails all over. I think that was like a spillway on that side of the hill over there, and there's stuff that goes all the way on that side of it.
Well, that's why I've only come this far and go down to the lower park line. I haven't been around this
I mean, this is
plaza.
nice. They got a
Really
walking
nice.
track and picnic tables, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. Love to see the flow of the water.
Can't imagine the pressure on that thing with the water halfway up it. Pushing against that-
Yes.
that lower
And this is
mountain
just an
pressure.
earthen dam. Maybe up that hill. I'm telling you. Fish Dam Creek Overlook. Okay. Color blue. Similar to.
Plan on getting another blue light.
Were you and Tim together when you chose this?
We bought them the same day.
Wow, okay. You know, Southeast Custom did mine. The last time you saw mine was that midnight blue that Harley had. And Rick and the guys did this custom paint. I've been enjoying it. This is the shape.
I didn't remember receiving your paint job like that, but I like it. It looks really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, I had a choice between Rick at Southeast or Jason Hampton, and I went with Rick. So I thought they did a good job.
So we finished our visit at the dam, and now we're on our way to the restaurant. I'm going to lead us down to where that is. It's literally right next to the entrance to the dam, and we're just going to go right down the road and pull into the restaurant. So the funny thing is, after we got here, Nick said, "Oh, I didn't know the name of the restaurant was almost on the lake. I thought you were just giving me an approximation of its location." So I think that was part of their strategy for naming the restaurant almost on the lake.
Yeah, Cowboys. Yeah, they've got good. Yeah, just.
Nick and I both ordered the boneless chicken, and I guess I was hungry because I didn't take time to take a picture this time. Sorry about that. So we're back on the road. We took 421 out of North Wilkesboro heading towards Boone, and now we're in the Ferguson, North Carolina area. It's rather a community, and we're turning off to get onto the next curvy road. This road is really fun to ride, and the scenery is beautiful, and especially on a beautiful day that this is. So as we arrived back to Highway 18, Nick asked me to lead the remainder of the way because he hasn't ridden this stretch of 18 before, and I have. So we're going to take this over to Highway 16 and take Highway 16 back into the Gaston County, Mecklenburg County area. In Taylorsville, this restaurant, Kings and Beans, is a diner that I went to a couple of years ago, and it's one of my favorite spots. So if you're ever traveling along Highway 16 in the Taylorsville area, you gotta check it out. This is the Oxford Dam in Conover, North Carolina. It's one of my favorite sites as I ride this route.
Well, we had a beautiful ride today. We rode up through the Happy Valley area on Highway 268. That's in between Lenior and North Wilkesboro, and I took some off-road paths there. A couple of roads I hadn't been on before, so thank you, Nick, for the day and leading the ride today. I enjoyed just following along, and had a great lunch right there at the Kerr Lake Dam, and also then we took our time making our way back to Charlotte. So if you followed along, I thank you for that. I ask you, if you hadn't already subscribed to this channel, consider to do so. If you like what I'm doing, give me a like. And always, if you're in the Charlotte area, if you want to get out and ride, hit me up. I'd love to meet you, and perhaps we can get a ride in at some point. So until the next time, I'm Nell B, and this is the Nell B Life, and I thank you for watching.